I would love to know for you, before you joined us, what worries or concerns did you have before the masterclass?
I think it was basically trying to figure out like how to help my daughter sort of navigate all the stress behind the whole application process. And I felt often that I was sort of at the receiving end of the stress that she was facing. So I was trying to figure out a way to make it easier for her and to understand where she came from, where she was coming from. And maybe, it also helps to talk to somebody another parent who's going through a similar situation.
In terms of that stress level, did you feel the masterclass helped you with that?
I think for me, it was, I was a little nervous about just being honest and upfront about what I was going through. And I think what you did right away, because I don't use Zoom a lot, that, through the social media platform, that you made us all feel very comfortable and you shared your own experiences, which allowed for everybody that was participating then also to feel, okay, well, let me share my story. This is where I'm coming from.
I mean, being vulnerable, period, to others that we even know, or even to ourselves, is such a challenge. And then, the next level is, well, can we be vulnerable to others that we know in person? And then this whole jump of, can we be vulnerable online? And I might not know people in this virtual classroom. Right. And I think that what I have found is that the power of vulnerability transcends.
I think a big lesson that you said to me was like, okay, well, I shared how much I try to, because I know there's so much stress. So I do these little things like to try to make my daughter's day wonderful by, starting off the morning, 0 period, right? Like they've got 0 period. So she's up at 5 o'clock in the morning, tea, breakfast ready, just make sure her water bottle is filled. So what I found was, even while doing all that, right, it wasn't taking away her stress, right? And I think when she started feeling like, more and more that stress, and maybe taking it out on me because I'm the one who's the constant there, is to sort of say what you had mentioned was just walk away. And that was one of the best suggestions you had, because maybe, maybe she's not ready to talk about things, right? Like when I ask, did you hear back from college, or did you do this? Did you submit all your the college lists, or did you apply yet to the school? So I didn't realize what I was doing by that was causing a lot of pressure and tension. So and she had it. What you said was the tool that was the most beneficial for me was to say, okay, step back, walk away, and just that was the best thing for me. I think that worked.
And so I was going to say, so you've tried it and you have experienced some positive.
I have. It's great.
One of the key things that was taught to me, walk away or find the exit. And I visualize the exit sign in my mind. Like, in a theater, you're always, or in an airplane, you're like, okay, where's the nearest exit? A big arrow. And it's in a respectful way. It's not like you're dropping the mic and you're storming out, but it's just a really I'm going to find that exit and I will return.
Right.
Walk back and we can start over when it's a better time, because you're giving me feedback that's just not a great time right now for you.
Right. And then also I use that same tactic with my son, because, right now with the shutdown of the coronavirus and whatnot, it's like, okay, okay, let's do a list of things that you should get done, right? And working, for instance, on his Eagle project. But I realized, that wasn't the right time, because he just found out that information that with the coronavirus, and just like, oh, what's going to happen? The, big question mark. So I realized, I stepped back and said, this is not the right time.
I mean, it's the art of knowing or being familiar with that space. And at the same time, not saying that you have to take the brunt end of negative space. So that finding the exit or walk away is also a way to protect yourself, to say, I'm going to be respected. Our relationship is based on respect. So should you feel, honey, that your reaction is going to be disrespect, I can allow myself to walk away from that space. And it's a great nonverbal communication to say, oh, if I'm going to engage with my mom, it needs to be at a higher level.
Right.
So
yeah,
anyways,
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's excellent. And it's not just the whole college admissions process. It's just day-to-day life.
The program itself is 12 sessions. So we meet once a week. It's a small group of 4 to 6 parents. And the dialogue's very similar to the masterclass. And then the following week, you are assigned something that you've learned with your teen. And so this is more for your son, for example. And then you experiment and you do the assignment with your teen, and then you come back the next week and we engage in feedback, like did it work, did it not work? And then we learn something new, and then it's kind of back and forth. Do you feel like that would be a space you would thrive in?
Absolutely, because I highly recommend it. First of all, I mean, you are so humble. You're such a wonderful resource who's always giving and sharing. And I think that you make everybody feel comfortable. So, the conversations are honest and organic and real, right? So I think it's a platform where we as parents, it's like a support group and a network that we can really truly share. You were able to bring out the best in us, and I think that a lot of credit goes to you. So do I recommend the Masterclass? Absolutely, because it's a support system for other parents to understand that, hey, you're not alone, and I understand you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mina. I mean, I really appreciate you taking that risk and trying something new with me too.
Really, you're the one who makes everybody feel so comfortable. And I think, the resource that you have so much knowledge to share, and you have done such a great job with when I see your children, and where they're at. You have a great relationship, and you've done an outstanding job. And honestly, the masterclass is, I'm so excited about it and excited for you. I think it's the first that I've heard of this, this kind of services that are offered, and I highly recommend it.